The worst Olympic scandals. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, and today we are showing you the worst Olympic scandals ever. Are you excited? Without further ado, let's begin with it. Number 10. Jim Thorpe's a Pro, 1912. It has been defined because of the first principle worldwide sports activities, scandal, and nevertheless resonates greater than a century later. Jim Thorpe, a Native American who was regarded to excel at each recreation he attempted, changed into visible as one of the international's pinnacle athletes after triumphing gold medals with inside the decathlon and pentathlon on the 1912 Stockholm Olympics. Thorpe additionally performed baseball on the Games, and in 1913, on the urging of the Amateur Athletic Union, the identical organization related to ideal teenage basketball expertise those days. Thorpe had his statistics formally stripped from the Olympics, all due to the fact he changed into deemed a professional, having performed for a bit of cash at the time while gambling hardball. Just 7 months after Thorpe's Olympic glory, a media scandal over his beginner status valued him his gold medals and caused the demise of the Carlisle Indian School. Thorpe's vindication got here simplest 70 years later. Number 9. The worst referee ever. During the 2012 London Olympics, one referee gave possibly the worst, maximum blatantly corrupt overall performance in records. A bantamweight combat among Japan's Satoshi Shimizu and Azerbaijan's Magomed Abdulhamidov came about and changed into absolutely one-sided, finishing in a clean selection. Except that the individual that was absolutely rocked changed into given the win. Satoshi introduced Magam to the ground 6 instances, a surprisingly excessive number. Yet, at each fall, the referee didn't rely on the boxer down. Although Satoshi changed into the apparent winner on the crest of the combat, the fit changed into given to Magam. It's really well worth a watch because the crowd and the announcers alike are vocally outraged. Thankfully, the selection was later overturned after Japan appealed. Number 8. The notorious fragile French judge, 2002. When your goal-scoring gadget needs to be restructured, you realize the trouble is transcendent, all due to a fragile French judge. Canadians Jamie Sale and David Pelletier have been honestly visible because the advanced pair at the ice in open skating to Russians Yelena Berezhnaya and Anton Sikharulids. However, Marie-Réanie Lagagny rated the two in reverse. Some name her difficult beneath pressure. Others say she's emotionally fragile. She subsequently had a tear-crammed breakdown in an inn lobby, claiming she changed into concern in an intricate plot to present the Russians gold in a single occasion, open skating, and the French gold in any other, ice dancing. For the ones folks who could not care, much less approximately discern skating, it furnished the primary little bit of exhilaration in the game on account of any other predictable scandal in this list, which you may see in only a moment. It seems that Russia and France had agreed to cheat collectively through buying and selling judges' votes, and that's why the Russians had so enormously popped out in advance. Number 7. The 1956 Games in Melbourne noticed boycotts over a couple of worldwide crises. The 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne, Australia, came about in November and December to deal with the summertime season timetable of the Southern Hemisphere. Lebanon, Egypt, and Iraq refused to take part in the protest of the Israeli invasion of the Sinai Peninsula, and Spain, Netherlands, and Switzerland opted out because of the International Olympic Committee selection now no longer to droop the Soviet Union over its invasion of Hungary. Tensions over the Soviet invasion of Hungary got here to blows as some point of a water polo fit that got here to be referred to as the blood with inside the water fit. Throughout the game, 4 gamers had been taken out of the pool for unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 6. Salt Lake City bribes. The 2002 Olympic Winter Games bid scandal changed into a scandal regarding allegations of bribery used to win the rights to host the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, Utah, United States. The metropolis had attempted to bid for the Olympics in 4 instances. It failed efficiently, and as a way to clinch the 5th attempt, they determined to bribe International Olympics Committee individuals with cash, gifts, and probable even prostitutes. The scandal valued the roles of numerous IOC individuals and lots of inside SLC who initiated the bribes. It additionally found out that bribery of Olympic officers changed into now no longer specific to SLC. Investigations into the preceding Olympics discovered that comparable bribery had occurred then as well. Number 5. Greg Louganese's secret. Greg Louganese is a 5-time Olympic medalist. He made records on the 1982 World Aquatic Championships, while he became the primary diver ever to get all rankings of 10 from the judging panel. In 1988, in an initial round, Louganese struck the lower back of his head at the diving board, giving him a concussion and causing him to bleed into the pool. He changed into stitching and went directly to carry out an addition to what he ever had. However, it wasn't until 7 years later that Louganese found out that he was recognized with HIV/AIDS, complete 6 months earlier than the 1988 video games had started. Because HIV may be transmissible through fluid, and Louganese had bled within the pool, he became terrified that he would possibly infect any other swimmer. That, mixed with the acute bigotry around homosexuality on time, induced Louganese to hide his prognosis and the plain risk. Luckily, nobody changed into infected, and fitness professionals on account that have made it clear that the percentages of contamination had been basically zero. Number 4. The terrorist bloodbath on the 1972 Games in Munich. 36 years after the Olympic Games had been hosted through Berlin, Germany changed into inside the crux of Hitler's power. The Games again to the USA with Munich. Because of the host metropolis, the Munich bloodbath changed into an assault at some point of the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, West Germany, through 8 individuals of the Palestinian terrorist organization Black September, who took 9 individuals of the Israeli Olympic crew hostage after killing greater. Ultimately, 11 individuals of the Israeli crew had been killed. The Games had been wealthy in symbolism from the start, just 27 years after the cease of the Holocaust, wherein 6 million Jews were systematically murdered. Jewish athletes had been returning to Germany to compete beneath the Israeli flag. Number 3. Ben Johnson's gold. Even the Clean Reduce Picture Canada initiatives onto the arena doesn't make our USA proof against Olympic scandals. Perhaps the notorious top scandal came about in the 1988 Summer Games in Seoul, while Canadian sprinter Ben Johnson beat American Carl Lewis with inside the 100-meter sprint in 9.79 seconds, thereby setting a brand new international record. A few days later, Johnson's gold medal was taken away while he was considered advantageous for overall performance improving steroids. However, he might not have been the simplest sprinter with an unfair advantage at the track. 5 of the alternative 7 guys in that 100-meter very last examined advantageous for overall performance improving tablets over the path in their careers, including Lewis, who changed into provided Johnson's gold, while he changed into disqualified. Number 2. Breaking ice. In 1994, American discus skater Nancy Kerrigan changed into an attack through an assailant who attempted to interrupt her leg with a baton. On December 28, Stant went to Massachusetts, in which Kerrigan changed into practicing. However, he couldn't perform the assault, so he accompanied her to Detroit, in which Smith met him. After getting Kerrigan, Stant fled the ice rink in Smith's getaway car. The media frenzy that accompanied formed the tale right into a classic desirable lady as opposed to awful lady epic drama, and by the time the Lillehammer Winter Olympics rolled around, the ice skating occasion changed into one of the maxima predicted that year. Although it didn't have an excellent fairy story ending, the Ice Princess, as Kerrigan changed into dubbed through the press, took home the silver medal. Harding, the difficult lady born on the incorrect aspect of the tracks, positioned 8th overall. Number 1. The 2008 Beijing Games came about amid alleged human rights violations and anti-Asian racism. China's repression in Tibet, the popularity of the exiled Dalai Lama, and its remedy of ethnic minorities spurred violent protests in advance of Beijing's 2008 Olympics. While China organized to host the Games in Beijing, Chinese athletes had been reportedly driven past the restriction with inside the U.S. a bid to win greater medals than the Americans. According to a document from the New York Times, a diver misplaced a retina. Girl athletes had been compelled to renew education quickly after childbirth, and athletes had been instructed that in the event that they didn't steady a gold within inside the Beijing Olympics, all in their different athletic feats had been for nothing. Chinese authorities additionally made headlines for amassing intelligence on doubtlessly tough overseas organizations, in line with protection professionals who spoke to the New York Times. So that's all about the video. What are your views about the scenario? Let us know your views in the comments below. Until the next video, stay tuned and subscribe for more. See you.